Thank you. And look, here it is. You called it, Nick. You called it so fast. Nick's shoulders glow brighter than an FBI agent. He was like, I'm ready for the jokes today.
I'm fucking immune to them. They do not and cannot bother me. I am. It does not. Because you know what, guys, if you did not happen to see it, you got to check out the last 2 shows I did. We had Drex over. Like I said, he was here since Saturday. So Monday, it was me, Drexel, and Joker from Better Bachelor. And there was some really interesting, first of all, it was good conversation the whole way through, but there's a really interesting thing that Joker said that I think is really indicative of what's been going on the internet in the sphere that Drex and Joker hang out. And Joker said the last thing he wants to talk about is Manosphere shit. It is the last thing he wants to do. The whole like red pill community, all of that is shit that people like. There are the grifters in there. There are people who had their opinions who kind of get wrapped in. I think Joker and Drex kind of fit in there. They get wrapped into this sort of red pill manosphere stuff because they talk about it. But if you notice, their perspectives on things are a little bit different than some of these other guys. But the grift is getting so ridiculous out there that they're like getting tired of even talking about it because people are adopting the language of the fucking grifters, and it's fucking up all the discussion that happens.
Dude, I said this the other day on one of my shows with somebody. I was like, I've noticed ever since, Fresh and Fit started popping up, and keep in mind, I enjoyed watching like those clip segments, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, there's like 600 of those shows now where it's like, women have no value. After the age of 26, men have value and they create their value. And I'm like, all right, dude, I get the shit. But it's starting to get to the point where I feel like some of these creators, I guess you loosely call it that, just watched Fresh and Fit, and then they just started like saying the same shit. And I mean identically the same shit.
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of the stuff they say. Like I disagree with a lot as well. For example, I understand why, somebody would want a low body count. I get it. I don't give a fuck though. So I argue the other way. Say another thing that they always say across the board. If you're with a woman, she can't have any social media. And I'm like, that is insane. No,
it's unrealistic.
Fuck that. What are you talking about? But they can't it's like they can't go away from the manosphere, and they have to all agree with the exact same points. And it's starting to get where like they don't really have personality in their shows anymore, and it's always the same shit. It's like 9 like hooker looking girls, and they're all super dumb, and it's like, what do you think you are? And it's like, I'm a 10, baby. And he's like, you're not a 10. And she's like, oh damn. And that's like the whole show now.
I got invited onto that show.
Which one, the whatever or the
the whatever podcast?
Oh, what the fuck? Why didn't I get invited?
I will put in a good word for you when I get down there,
dude,
brother.
Please. I would love to go on there and tell one of them hookers they're not a 10. Yeah, I think you a 6.
I want to go down there and be like, no, queen, you are a 10.
Be the ultra simp.
That'll be fun. It's gonna be fucking blast. I just got it. Now I got to find time to get down to, because they're in Santa Barbara, and they do all their, they do their guests live. So I got to find a good time to get down there, and which is fine because I always want an opportunity to go visit Dick Masterson in LA anyway.
Yeah,
and that's a couple hours away. So I figured me and Lady Rackets can jaunt down, take a day trip to the Santa Barbara for the whatever podcast, hang out with Dick for a little bit, and then head back home. So I'm looking forward to it. But
dude,
so that was the first. That was the first one. And that was important just because of that. Like, that comment was so damn poignant to me. Like, I get it. And it gets really fucking tired. I felt the same way during specific times around LawTube and the legal channels, when it was just like, when during like the Amber Heard trial and the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and the aftermath of that, when there's suddenly this big infusion of people into the community, and I mean viewers into the community who want all law all the time, and it's like, but that gets really boring and horrible. And I know you're really excited because of this media that you found, but like for me, I can't do it all the time because I want to jump off a bridge. I want to talk about fun stuff too. But then the next show we did, yesterday's show, was Big Herc from Fresh Out. This is a dude who went to prison 3 different times, rebuilt his life entirely. He was a porn star for a while. Very interesting dude, but he had enough shoulders to carry me through several shows of shoulder shaming. His shoulders were unreal. It was like 2 fucking bowling balls attached to his goddamn arms. It was wild. I was like,
wild. Yeah, dude, speaking of that, I remember this very clearly. Every time anybody would mention LawTube, you would be like, I am not part of LawTube. I don't know what you got. Like, I'm not in this shit. Y'all leave me out of this. You kept saying that because I agree with you. Like, when I first came on your show 100 years ago, we didn't talk about that shit at all. And then I would watch your show, and I watch your show every other day, you know, and I watch it for those reasons. Like, I like when you watch TLC or like My Strange Addictions. I love that. That's what I love. You know?
That shit's hilarious.
We gotta be honest. I'm a dumbass. So I can't, like, when you start talking like super law, I mean, I'm into it, especially like the Amber Heard thing. I love that shit while it was happening. But to expect that same kind of content always, that's just too hard, man. It's too, it'll make you want to die as a creator.